Powerball.
I've had a feeling of too many balls to handle. Wait, what?
Some people may not know this about myself, but I love brick breaker games. And while there are people out there that think that brick breaker games are little simple games where you just hit bricks with a ball, but I can definitely tell you that this is not the case. Brick breaker games are normally, yes, you hit bricks with balls, but there's different types of bricks, some harder than others, and some even yielding bonuses like weapons or even extra balls. There are other levels of strategy within the game, such as managing any specials to take out special bricks, and the one I think everybody knows is getting the ball behind the bricks to maximise damage. And I'm very pleased and very happy to say Cybrix captures this feeling very well. Although when I first saw the game I did wonder how they're going to deal with this in a VR setting. And basically it's probably what you get if you cross tennis, holding a bat in both hands, and brick breaker. And it's done rather well. So basically you will be standing on one end of the court and you'll be looking forward at your bricks. Once you have served the ball, it then is up to you to take out all the bricks. And again, there are various different types of bricks. Some that take longer to actually hit, some that can only be hit on a green light, red light, and some that yield those all-important specials. And those specials can include your pretty standard for these sort of games, multi-ball. And this in VR can kind of feel like juggling at times. And there's even a handy little blaster that you can pick up, and this actually feels really cool. One hand hitting the ball, the other hand shooting at the same time. It almost feels like you're being a badass. Oh, getting your exercise in. Cybrix seems to play differently depending on how good and how hard you actually hit the balls. Hit them hard enough and you'll create a power ball which will blast through some of the bricks with ease and break down bigger blocks or harder blocks much more easier than the standard ball. Now I have to say truthfully that one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to play this game was obviously it's Brick Breaker in VR, but also the fact that it has now a MR, mixed reality, mode to it. And I, for one, love these sort of things. Mixed reality, for me, is definitely a glimpse of the future. Having this all in my living room is just sublime. It's amazing. And whilst playing these sort of games where you're swinging your arms around so much and moving backwards and forwards or side to side, I also feel a lot more safer. And not just safer for myself, safer for the things and also for my cat around me. The fact that I know where everything is, I know that I'm moving towards something or whatnot, and it just feels great. It negates the need for me to lift my headset up slightly just to survey my surroundings now and again, just to make sure that I haven't travelled somewhere else and is in the wrong position or something.
Technically do this, not TV at the same time, if you so desired.
Powerball.
Yes!
New high score.
Yes, you can technically, watch TV and play at the same time.
Graphically, the game is kind of basic, but given what you're actually doing, I can accept that, because even the original and some of the updated versions, they kind of look basic as well. But let's face it, it's the skill of the game that you'll be concentrating on more than what it looks like. And trust me, it really hasn't hindered any of the fun that I've had with this game now, or I'm guessing in the future. Sound-wise,
Locked and loaded. Powerball.
the music's pretty decent. I've had to turn it down lest I get copyrighted, and the actual sound of the game's pretty spot on to what I thought it would be, and there's even little bits of speech dotted around here and there, and there's even multiplayer and co-op within this game, none of which I've actually been able to try out yet, but it is something that I am looking at doing at some point. So now let's talk exercise. As you could probably guess, this could be used as an exercise tool as well as just playing it as a game. First off, the first few levels are pretty basic, so I'm not going to include them, but as you actually get into the game, you do have to do a lot more. And if you want to get those power balls, well, you know, you have to swing harder and you have to swing faster and do a bit more effort into it. So I wouldn't call it the most intense game I've ever played in VR, but it's certainly one that can get your blood flowing, the sweat pouring down you if you've done enough. And yeah, play it for half an hour to an hour and you will build up a sweat. But I think I've mentioned this in other videos about other games. It is what you put into it is what you'll get out of it. So if you kind of like just half-heartedly swing the balls and you really just want a bit of, you know, brick breaking in VR playthrough, then I guess you can get that and you'll be happy. But if you want a bit more of a workout, then obviously you need to do those power balls. You need to be swinging here and there, moving around a little bit, and generally putting a bit of oomph into what you're actually doing. Next up, let's look at their score for Cybrix. So I would recommend it. It's a decent game. It is a good exercise tool. And if you like Brick Breaker and you want to combine them both, or if you just want Brick Breaker in VR, then yeah, I would definitely recommend this. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. It is a decent game. It is a bit of a cool thing to be able to play it in VR. The power-ups can... Well, the first time I got the gun, it was like, wow, what? I would actually be interested in knowing, maybe leaving it down in the comments, what you'd actually be buying this game for. Are you actually interested in games that give you a bit of exercise as well as entertain you with a game mode? Or do you just want pure exercise, or just keep your games, these are my games, keep your exercise out of here please? Let me know down in the comments. I am generally interested to know. As well as that, please hit that like button. It shows me that you're enjoying yourself and encourages me to make more. Also hit the subscribe button because, well, you get notified when I'm putting out a new video. And if you enjoy them, then you want to be notified about them, don't you? So until next time, thank you for joining me. Take care of yourselves out there. Be safe, because life is better when we game together.